So now what we're going to do is kind of just give you a quick flavor. This is more kind of putting on our technical umbrella, our hat on per se, but we're going to look at this semantic layer. So when we actually opened up that query, what we were actually viewing was, we selected those objects, that was from a universe that had already been defined. So we'll actually open up that universe so you can kind of see what was going on in the back end that allowed those users to quickly drag and drop those objects into the canvas. So within Business Objects, there's what's called a Universe Design Tool, and that Universe Design Tool is where you'll kind of set up the different relationships amongst the different types of information you want to deliver in BI. So if I go ahead, File, and choose Import, I'm going to import what's called a universe. So if I go here to we'll actually open up that procurement detail universe that we saw. So this is in essence bringing in that universe from the secured, architecture. This is where you come in and make changes, additions, modifications, and then you would export it back. And then as soon as you export it back, anybody who opens up a report, that those changes will be reflected. So typically what would happen is you might think you have a universe fully defined for somebody, you build it, you deploy it, or in this case it's one of our out-of-box universes for purchasing. Then someone says, I need these two other objects that aren't there. You have custom tables that need to be introduced. You would then, or whoever the administrator would be, would open that up, make the changes, additions, add the field objects on the left, and then export it. Then those people could open up their report, and those objects would be available for them to use. So you'll notice some different JD Edwards tables. We've got some different views and some other things that are part of our deliverable or BI Quick Launch. But what the end user saw is really what's on the left. And I don't think I pointed it out when we were in the demo of the view, but like branch, plant, and description, we've got the different objects there. Each of our objects, we actually also provide a description. So if we were back in the designer and moused over one of those, it would actually pop up this description that you see here. You can actually do functions like trims. There's a very powerful, if I go in here and edit one of these, right, you've got all these different functions that you can grab. So it's very powerful on being able to modify the data how you need to. So again, this is that layer that simplifies any data model for the business, right? This is that concept of a semantic layer that I have been referring to multiple times throughout this presentation. So all these are the objects that we just chose to organize them this way, kind of general fields, user-defined codes, in this case inventory, sales cat codes, purchasing cat codes, dates. Each date we've got, the date, the month, the quarter, things like that, amounts in units, quantities. And in cases where it makes sense in certain modules like financials and sales where you want to do those calculations for year-to-date revenue or year-to-date actual, year-to-date budget, quarter-to-date, cumulative, we already have those time-based measures defined as well. So this is that universe that is really translates the cryptic architecture into something meaningful. So that's about as technical as we're going to get in today's sessions. Let's go back and just wrap up a couple of the PowerPoint slides and open up for questions.